And hello, and once again, welcome to Men Are So Smart. I'm Lou Gallagher.
And Corvette.ronnie.
We're glad to be with you here today. And talking about something that men and women both go through, but differently. And for women, it's called menopause. For men, manopause.
Yes.
Yeah, now, I've had this discussion, and I have permission to take on this particular topic today.
I'll need to see that in writing.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say I need to see your man card. Well, that may not be such a bad idea. Men reach an age, and it varies between men, where they go through what we like to refer to as a midlife crisis. And it is unique to each individual, but the signs are there. So, for instance, if your husband thinks that life is a bore, if he once liked his job and was happy at home, but now expresses relentlessness or apathy, he might be headed for a midlife crisis. There's usually one or two reasons for this. Some men hit middle age and notice that many of their dreams have gone and might remain unfulfilled. Other men react this way because they've accomplished so many career goals that they wonder if there's anything left to do. Regardless of the reasoning, a bored man wants to shake up his routine. This means everything from quitting his job to making frequent plans to paint the town red with his homies. You get to a point where you think you got more behind you than in front of you. And I think really, in summation, you realize that however long it may be, your life may soon be over.
Well, at least maybe the good parts of it, where you're stuck hobbling around on two fake knees doesn't sound that great.
Yeah, the pains associated with getting old. They say you have to be brave. You have to have courage to get old.
You do.
All right, so number one on our list of signs to watch for is if your man seems like he feels like his life is boring.
Number two would be he's thinking about, or he already is, having an affair. Has your longtime faithful husband have a wandering eye lately? Are strange women calling at all hours?
Strange women, or
do his shirts reek of someone else's perfume? That's not good. Does he have all sorts of excuses, from helping out friends to working late, to explain why he hasn't been around the house lately? I think probably everybody knows somebody who has had an affair, ended up getting divorced, and then turns out the grass wasn't really all that greener on the other side. And boy, it's painful because one of them we went through, we were very close with both the husband and the wife, and then they want you to take sides.
Yeah.
Wow, that was like very, very uncomfortable. Trust me, you can trust both of us. It's not, the grass isn't greener on the other side. It's just the different side of the fence. It's all the same color green.
Well, let me see if I can get inside of a man's head when I say that. You reach a particular age, if you have been married for a long time, where those little unique love things that you used to do, they become uncommon. You're not used to it, like holding hands or kissing sometimes. And a man feels like he wants to be desired. It's not to say that a woman doesn't, but I think a man also wants to be desired. And if he doesn't feel that, I think there can, in some people, be a wandering eye. And maybe even to an extent, a sense of accomplishment.
Ooh. Like a conquering.
Kinda.
Yeah.
And really, to use a song, you feel like you've lost that loving feeling.
Never heard that song.
You've lost. Let's sing it with me. That love and come on, feeling.
Don't know it. Never heard it.
Oh, that love and feeling. I'm singing the bass line. All right. Number 3 on our list. He is suddenly making impetuous decisions about money and or his career. Maybe he's made enough money. Maybe he's accomplished enough things in his business. And he's looking for something else. If he loses interest in his career, wants a different one, or splurged on a red Ferrari or a Corvette.
What are you talking about? That could happen.
He's always dreamed of driving, even though you have a mortgage to pay. These actions are indicative of your man's sudden desire to live life to its fullest. He's probably thinking, maybe I can make up for all the things I let slip in my youth. It's a sure sign of a midlife crisis. Men and women simply misunderstand each other, try to understand why this career change, major purchase, or investment was important to him and how he came to this conclusion. Then discuss the matter rationally. So, and I don't know if it can be explained away very easily.
I mean, it's... for me, a buddy of mine got a new Porsche. We're the same age. We had the same career. We retired at the same time. So he bought a Porsche. I bought a Corvette. And we both had enough discretionary money set aside to do that. It wasn't money that was coming out of the family fund. We never skipped a house payment. And so it wasn't really a midlife crisis as it was just like keeping up with the Joneses kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm. Which is also very dangerous and maybe a topic for another show.
True enough.
Let's go to number 4.
He makes a dramatic change in his personal style or appearance and is subtly spending lots of time in front of a mirror.
Or at the gym.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, or at the gym. Boy, that's a big one right there. If your man has kicked up the vanity a notch, for example, wants hair plugs or starts getting facials, then you may have a problem. If the guy who always prided himself on his nose is now talking about getting a nose job, then your problem is a little bit bigger.
Especially if it's your nose.
Yeah. Well, maybe that's the problem anyway.
It could be.
Yeah, his nose is a little bit bigger.
Sure.
And your nose never stops growing. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So the first step in boosting your man's bruised ego and aging is to compliment him. Sometimes, however, that's not enough, and that's when you have to be patient. So, yeah, if you notice that instead of wearing blue jeans and a white t-shirt every day, he's kind of stepped up to Tommy Bahama shirts and maybe he's trimming his nose hair, then that might be a sign that there's something else going on and he might have a little bit of a wandering eye.
I've stopped shaving my nose hair. I'm gonna donate it all to Locks of Love. I'm saving it.
That's very generous.
Number 5 on our list. He has little interest in spending time or having sex with you. For couples who had non-existent sex life before reaching midlife, less nookie. I feel like I'm on the Newlywed Game with Bob Eubanks. Less nookie over 50 doesn't necessarily mean hubby is in crisis. But if he seems to be struggling with his self-esteem or is generally unhappy, sex might become an additional burden to him. Or, ladies, he's getting it someplace else.
Yeah. That's hate to see that. And that goes back to that other one. Might be already having an affair.
Could be.
Yeah.
All right, so we're looking at signs, and our final one today.
He's drinking too much or abusing other substances. This one's pretty obvious. The smell of liquor on his breath, empty bottles around the house. Maybe he's got a whole new set of friends that maybe drink a little bit more. Certainly the company you run with might dictate the type of lifestyle you have. If you notice anything like this, that may or may not be something that you can handle on your own. There really may have to kick in some professional services for that. Sometimes maybe just calling them on it and making them aware that you're aware of it might make a little bit of a difference. Again, if he feels like his best years are behind him and it's there is no light at the end of the tunnel, then that could cause somebody to do something similar to that.
Well, there you go, ladies. We go through it too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a little different. We don't get hot flashes,
No.
and we put up with those with you.
Woo, Lord.
Is your wife done with menopause?
No.
Oh, mine is.
Because
Yeah.
we're now, the windows have to be open at night if it's 40 degrees outside. And, ooh,
You know that expression, been there, done that?
it's brutal.
I've been there and done that.
Thankfully, I have a dog that sleeps right up next to me. It's like a heating blanket. So that's wonderful. You can keep it as cool as you want in here.
All right, this has been another episode of Men Are So Smart. We hope we put you in touch with what guys go through.
I know I learned more today than I did in 6 years of high school.
You know what? I got to tell you, I'm ready for a nap.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. See you next time.